Paul Culshaw, SEO coach from paulculshaw.com. I watch Equipping You for Excellence with host Joy Normand every episode.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Joy, and welcome to the Equipping You podcast. This is episode 43, and in a few moments, I'm going to be talking to Teresa Gutierrez. Teresa is an artist and an entrepreneur, and I can't wait to chat with her. So grab your journal or a sheet of paper, and I'll be right back.
Thank you for tuning in today. Our mission is to equip and empower you to dig in and soar higher, doing the things that you love. This podcast is where you'll hear leading experts from around the globe figuring out what you could be doing to tackle your greatest business challenges. So get ready to hear from some of the brightest minds and boldest thinkers on how they're taking on these problems and how you could too. Now here's your host.
Welcome back. Thank you all for watching our podcast. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. And when you subscribe to our channel, you'll get notifications when we upload a new video. So most of you know me, but for those of you who do not know me, my name is Joy Normand, and I'm an empowerment and success coach. And I'm also the CEO of the organization and movement Becoming Fierce Female Entrepreneurs. And I am blessed to help success-driven women entrepreneurs get past their fear and procrastination, move forward and take action, and build a profitable and sustainable business without wasting time on strategies that just don't work. Even if you've been struggling to grow your business for years and you haven't seen much fruit. Also, I am the host of this YouTube podcast, which is a podcast all about uplifting, informing, and empowering women entrepreneurs to grow a sustainable and profitable business. Working your business can be tough and overwhelming, and it's easy to get lost in a busy life. And we just want to inspire you and support your growth. Okay, I think Teresa is here. Today, we both will share our struggles and our triumphs in life and in entrepreneurship. And we just hope to inspire someone listening today to either start their business, keep going in their business, and or support someone you know that needs help in their business. Now, I hope you enjoy my conversation with Teresa. Well, hi, Teresa.
Hi, Joy. How are you doing?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Well, you're looking good.
I'm happy to be here. Excited.
Thank you so much for joining me today. And it's so good to see you.
You as well. And thank you so much for having me on your program. I feel very honored.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for saying yes. Are you ready to dive in?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Well, our topic today is it's never too late to break through your fear. Take that leap of faith and live your life. So let's start with you briefly tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. My name is Teresa Gutierrez, and I am an artist, and I love the color pink, as that's the name of my for-profit business, PinkStreetArt. I am a first-generation Chicana. My mom's from Mexico. My dad's from Sacramento. And I'm very proud of my Mexican-American heritage. I'm a mother of two sons. I am also an entrepreneur. I'm an artist and a mural artist in Sacramento. And I'm also the president of the nonprofit ARTners, which is an art program that's an art collective and offers art classes, citywide art events, We do community murals, commissions. We do high school student scholarships, and we offer 2 of those a year. And we also administer our own citywide cultural community events titled Art Grove, and they're located in the Elk Grove area. And also back when 30 years ago, I was also an entrepreneur back then. I had my own cleaning business called Sparkle. So I started out way back when, and I came back to it. So anyway, so I've always kind of had that entrepreneurship mentality, and I've always had a couple jobs. So
You are a busy lady.
I am very, very busy. Yes.
I love it. So, Teresa, it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, or how old you are. Entrepreneurship is for anyone who has the willpower to get out of their comfort zone, to move past their fear, to take action and start. So, what was your key driving force to become an entrepreneur?
Well, like I said, back 30 years ago, I've always had 2 jobs, starting way back 30 years ago plus. If I was working for the state, and then I also had another job, working for retail. And when I lived in my little apartment complex, I saw that the managers needed help cleaning the vacant apartments. So when people would move out, I said, well, can I come and help you clean? So she said, yeah, do you have a business license? I said, no, but I'm sure I can get one. Cleaning's not hard. So I opened my own business called Sparkle, and I started cleaning vacant apartments. And the 2 years that I had my business, I made the most money, in like a lot of years. I mean, I made a really good amount of money, but the work was really, really physically hard. And so I only stayed in that business for about 2 years. And then I found another job, to take place of that one. But also the other thing that put me into entrepreneurship was, just my dad telling me that, always, try to do things in your life that you're passionate about, that make you happy, and he would always tell me that. But after those 2 years, in 2014, I opened, and my business partner Marcos opened a studio in downtown Sacramento. It was an art gallery called the WKI Studio Gallery. And we had that gallery for about 2 years. And in that gallery, it was on 16th and K Street downtown. And in that gallery, we met a lot of artists and really opened up our network of artists. And we really, really had a good time there. And that's where I really started doing my PinkStreetArt business.
I love that, because for me, I always wanted to own my own business and just serve others, doing something that makes a difference in someone's life. So I love what you do. And I just knew that there was more down inside of me. So what I did is I decided to put a 4-year exit plan together to leave my state job and start my own organization. And I worked on my exit plan early mornings and late nights. And I just love where God was leading me. So what I did is I decided to leave my state job 2 years earlier than was planned. But now I realized, Teresa, that I was being pushed by God to expand and get out of my comfort zone. So, Teresa, as women, we wear many hats. So, how has being an entrepreneur affected your family life? And then, what distractions did you experience? And then, how did you overcome them?
Okay. So, Let's see. Well, during this time that I was getting ready to make my transition from the state, I was going through a heavy divorce. So unfortunately, my divorce kind of forced me in that direction because my kids were young and my kids needed me really bad. And so I was like, well, if I stay working for the state, they're not going to get as much attention as they need. And they really needed me. I mean, they were going through a lot. So I decided that I was gonna go out earlier than expected because I really was going to work a lot longer as well. Had already picking up my brushes to make ends meet because when I was going through the divorce, I had a brand new house, so it was hard for me to make those house payments. So I said, okay, I've got to do something to help myself. So I started painting, doing commission pieces. And so I said, okay, I'm going to do this. And I started painting. And this is when I painted for about 2 years. And then I decided, I think I'm going to go ahead and retire because my kids really need my help. So 2 years later, I retired. And not only that, but, my dad, he passed away at a very young age. And when he passed away, him and I had a lot of talks, and we talked about the fact that he left us at a young age. And he would tell me, do something with your life that you're passionate about, and don't work until don't retire when you're 70. Do it when you're young enough that you can do something else. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Do something else with your life that you're passionate about and enjoy it, because he felt like he got robbed of his time. So I had always promised him that I was going to do something else with my life. And like you said, God was also pulling me in another direction, and I knew it.
Yeah.
With my kids, he was telling me, your kids need you. You can do this. You just got to be strong. And I was being pulled to the art as well, and so I was like, well, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to make that leap, So I decided to retire. And then shortly after, Marcos and I opened a gallery downtown. So it's a life after life. It's like I'm still able to do other things in my life than just be a state worker for the rest of my life.
Yes.
It's a whole new life.
Yes, and leap you did. I'm so happy because, man, your art is awesome. And
Thank you.
yes, what an awesome thing to do. I mean, I don't even know if we want to call what you do work.
It is fun. It is fun.
It's a lot of fun, man. Yes, it is.
It's really my release. I mean, it's anytime I'm deeply thinking of something, or like anything is on my mind heavily, that's my release. It's so healing. Art is so healing, and I love to share it, which is why I do classes. I go to elderly homes and do classes with ARTners. I donate my time for that. So anything I get in going to elderly homes goes directly to ARTners. I don't charge my own fees for that. So I do a lot of all my murals have been donated as well. I've had 15 murals in Sacramento, and I haven't taken money for any of them.
Yeah. And the same as you, I've had distractions, because one of them was I always want everything to be perfect. I want it to be just right, not realizing that sometimes we just have to step out on faith. We have to do just like what you did and take that leap of faith and just do it. Ladies, everything doesn't have to be perfect because you can learn as you go. Look at Teresa.
Yes.
She's learning as she go.
And as far as you say, like learning as you go, speaking of that, when Marcos and I put these businesses together, we didn't know how to build websites. We didn't know how to create this business plan. We didn't know how to write grants. We didn't know how to do any of that. But putting these businesses together and not having the money to hire people to do it all for you,
Yeah.
you're inspired and, to do it on your own. So I'm just going to dive into it and try it myself and see if I can do it. And I'm, I've got 5 websites now that I maintain.
Oh my
And
goodness.
yeah, and I have an IT background from way, way back in the 80s, but I mean, it did help me with programming and stuff like that for the websites. But so we were like, whoa, okay, well, we're not giving up. We're not, like
Oh,
you
come
said,
on.
that's just like telling us you can't do it, so
Yes.
no, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
So we started grant writing and we both jumped in, and now we have another board member on board. And so now the 3 of us are grant writing and doing the things we need to do to get this rolling.
Come
So
on, perseverance and
yeah, perseverance.
determination. I love
Yes,
what you
yes.
just said. I'm not giving up because
I'm
we
not
will
giving
face
up.
challenges. I know I do. I
Mhm.
still face challenges, but I do like
Yes.
you, figure it out. Okay, how to write a grant.
Yeah. Now that you have Google, you can
Okay.
look up anything and YouTube and learn. I mean, all it takes is listening and reading, right?
Yeah. But you know what, too? Once you put yourself out there, Teresa, someone just sent me something on Facebook about a week ago about how to get grants. And out
Mm-hmm.
of the blue, she just sent it to me,
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I'm saying, you know what, you keep going, you put it out there, you ask for help, and it just fell into my lap. I was
It
like,
just
oh,
comes.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and when you start writing grants, you'll get money for your business. And, we're a nonprofit, so we go out there and get every single grant we can find.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
so we
Yeah.
do have seed money now for our museum
Yeah.
to
Okay,
start.
you
So,
might have I might have another business for you to help
yeah,
people write grants.
yes.
Yes, we'll have to start that up. No, because a lot of people don't know about it. Like I said, for me, I it's a blessing. I consider it as
Mhm.
a blessing because it's like when you pray and you ask God for stuff, and then it was like, oh my God, the next day she just sent
Handed to
me
you.
this on Facebook. And I was like,
Mhm.
okay, thank you very much.
Ask and
Yeah.
you shall receive. Mhm.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
So we've all heard the English proverb that you just mentioned. Don't put all your eggs in one
Mhm.
basket. And I love that you said it. So would you like to elaborate a little more on what you meant by that?
Yeah, so again, working for the state of California, I had already been working for 30 years. And I just thought to myself, I had already started painting again. And I had a very creative mother who just made and created everything. She was an artist as well. So I just thought to myself, there's got to be more to life than being a state worker. I I know there's got to be more to this, and I started thinking, okay, what can I do to, to make my life more exciting? I mean, I need to have something in my life. And I don't know, maybe it was a calling or maybe it was God talking to me and telling me there is more to your life than just going to this office every day and sitting here. And although I loved my job, I loved what I did and I was very good at it. But that calling was still there because even though I was working, I was still creating art and sharing it with my coworkers, and everybody would always call upon me. Well, I need this, can you draw up this or can you paint this for me? And so I'd do little jobs on the side and it just got larger and larger. And then I thought, you know what? I'm not going to just stop here. I'm going to, have my art business. And then when we were told to do the nonprofit, we created our own nonprofit. We wrote it and created it. So I said, well, I can do that too. And then I can write, I can help other people do nonprofits. So I helped 4 other entities create their nonprofits. And then I thought, well, I'm going to write grants and I can do a webmaster, and that's what I mean by not putting all your eggs in one basket. There's so many things that you can do. I've helped people get state jobs, helped them look for jobs. I kind of am like, I guess, like a jack of all trades. You can do anything you put your mind to. Anything. You put your mind to it, you can do it. It's possible. If I could, if I could do this museum and if we could go and get it approved, something of this large, this magnitude, anybody can go out there and do it as well.
Oh, come on. Oh,
It's,
something about that calling on your life,
yeah.
and thank you for not hiding your talents. Yes, I agree with you, because it's good to have more than one resource, to have more than one option. And my grandparents also used to say, if all your eggs are in one basket and you drop that basket, you lose
That's it.
everything.
Exactly.
Yep. I like to add that it's good to be well-rounded in your business. And for a lot of us, we want speed, and we want to do it fast. And then we sometimes end up doing too much. And then as we hit that bump, and then things start to fall apart because we went too fast over that speed bump, and then
Mhm,
we want to give up. But
mhm,
we also need strength and endurance.
mhm,
Yeah, to keep going, especially on those rough days. And so,
mhm,
yeah, so we just need to remember to drop some eggs in the strength and endurance basket as well.
yes,
Yes. And so,
yes.
mhm. However, with that said, Teresa, what is your greatest fear? And then how do you manage fear?
So I think my answer to that is that, there's fears out there, but I don't focus on them and I don't dwell on them, because if I do, I'll get into a depressed state of mind. And so my thing is that I continuously practice my faith. So I'm praying, and I pray a lot. I'm Catholic, so I do try to do my rosary every day. And I miss some days, but I mean, I try to do my rosary. I have a long list of prayers and things that I ask for. And I always am grateful for all my blessings. And I always let God know that I'm grateful for everything I have, because I know that things can always be worse. And so I try not to dwell on those things. There are issues that come up in everybody's life. We all have a cross that we have to bear. It doesn't matter who you are. And I just think, about my faith. When I have that cross, I think, well, it's not that bad. It could be worse. I could be worse. I could be this, I could be that, and so I try to always think of the positive side of it, and never give up. Like it's never impossible to fix. It's this too shall pass. So it's
Oh,
gonna pass.
okay. Come
And
on.
I'm gonna move past it, and yeah, and I have my times, of course, I have my times where I cry
Yes.
and I ask why, but all those times I always think to myself, the only reason you're crying or the only reason you're worried is because somebody else is out there putting distractions and obstacles in your way. And you're not going to let that person distract you. And we all know who that is. So I don't think about that person or that thing. I move past it and go, okay, I'm going to focus on what I can do, not what I can't do. So
Oh,
I feel any obstacles that are brought upon me is a lesson I need to learn or somewhere I need to grow.
Yeah.
And it might not always go the way I want it to, but there's a reason for it if it doesn't. And I just put it in God's hands and say, okay, I trust you with everything and know that there's a reason for this and I'm going to be okay.
Oh
And
my,
I move forward. And it's hard at times. It is, but if you have that strong faith, you can make it.
yes.
You
Oh
can
my
make it.
goodness, you just said a mouthful. I would try to piggyback on some of this, man. I got to go back to the gratitude. Oh, I love that
Mhm.
you're grateful, and that gratitude will take you a long way. One of my favorite affirmations is one of the ones you just mentioned. This too shall pass.
Mhm.
It's an awesome affirmation. I try to write affirmations, every day.
Mhm.
That's one that I live by. Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, that got me through 2020, you know.
Yes. And when you think that things are so bad, I always say to myself too, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. This is just another bump in your journey, and we're going to move past it. So
Yes.
let's pray and let's just keep going.
Yep. That's
So,
when that endurance and that strength comes in, because you will
mhm.
hit those road bumps. Trust
Oh,
me,
yeah.
you will hit them. And I
Yeah.
love that you said they are lessons learned, you know.
Yes.
Yep. And you
Because
just,
if we don't hit the road bumps, or if we don't make mistakes, or if we don't have any obstacles in our life, then we don't grow.
oh,
We
yeah,
do not grow.
you're
So
right.
they're meant to be there for a reason.
Yeah. One of my greatest fears is not living up to my true potential, because I love that you still carry with you what your dad said. And that's
Mhm.
one of mine, is just, laying on my dying bed and just not living up to what it is I could have done in this
Mhm.
world.
Mhm.
Teresa, as women, we often underestimate our own true potential. And then we fail to dream big enough. And so it is important for women to empower themselves and
Mhm.
challenge themselves. So I love what you are saying today, because we have to tap into that inner voice and just really think about the legacy that we want to leave behind.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I
Mhm.
love
Exactly.
I love that your dad, he's living through you.
Yeah.
And yep. And keeping our voice hidden, it smothers that beauty that's inside of you. So I just think it's important to face our fears, to get out of our comfort zone and do it afraid. Do it
Yes.
afraid. And one of the things that I say to help manage fear is I suggest finding a networking community, a support group, because it's important to build great relationships,
Oh,
as
yeah.
you have already said
Mhm.
here today,
Yes.
to
Mhm.
collaborate,
Yes. Network.
partner with others.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
you're doing it all. And you can
Yes.
also, in addition to that, hire a coach or a mentor,
Mhm.
because you'll be surprised how many people out there are willing to help you. And so we don't have to do it alone. So don't be afraid to ask for help. And I'm gonna tell you, you're my hero, because you found someone and you asked for help. You know how many people just sit there and won't ask?
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to be a guest on our YouTube podcast? Do you have an inspiring and informative story that you want to share with a worldwide audience? Do you have a business or service that you want to share with women entrepreneurs? Do you want to make strategic connections with our audience? Well, you are in the right place. We are looking for speakers who want to be featured on our YouTube podcast show. So tell us what you do, What are you passionate about? The Living Show is a YouTube show all about informing and inspiring women entrepreneurs to grow their business. Working on your business can be tough and overwhelming, and it's easy to get lost in a busy life. And we may be independent and strong, but we also need to take time out to support and learn from each other. So we just want to inspire you and support your growth. You can participate and connect in active forum discussions. You can be featured as a one-time guest on our recurring Sister Talks panel. Come and connect with other ambitious, inquisitive, successful expert speakers, each of whom have a network of similar connections to introduce you to. And if you are interested, go to our website at becomingfierceentrepreneurs.com and click on our services page to schedule a meet and greet. We can't wait to talk to you. Well, you're doing a great work. So with that, I want to ask you, what is your favorite aspect of being an entrepreneur?
Oh my gosh. I think my favorite is helping. I love to help people. And it's almost it's to an extreme that I really, really go out of my way to try to help artists. If I see a brand new artist that hasn't been heard out there or something, I'll say, okay, why don't you get involved with our program? Why don't you come and paint something, and then we'll put it on display, and then we'll promote you. Or why don't you be in this show, or maybe put a painting in our silent auction, or somehow, some way to get that artist to get started, to be able to promote them. And then I don't just stop there, but I go to their shows. I word of mouth, I promote them to everybody else. We try to include them, a lot of the artists in our shows and in things that we do, like our little miniature pillars that we have a program for. So I mean, like I said, we work with over 70 artists and also the nonprofits. I love working with the other nonprofits, and there's a lot of nonprofits out there. Working with all these other art nonprofits, we work with the city of Elk Grove. They have been just great with us. We work with the city of Sacramento. The city of Sacramento has approved this phenomenal large project with us. So I mean, we have it good. I can't complain because we've got a lot of support.
Yes.
And ARTners is really, really growing. I mean, we have grown so fast, but it's because we continuously go. We don't stop. We continuously are going, and we're writing our grants every year for our projects and our events and for our museum, and we're giving art classes, and we're doing podcasts, and we're doing interviews, and we just continuously keep it going. But
getting the word out there.
doing all of this stuff is what I love the most.
Yeah. As you're speaking, I can feel it. I feel it in your heart, But I want to say thank you for making our city beautiful.
Thank you.
I mean, because you didn't have to go out and do it. You could just be at home painting. But just thank you for making our city beautiful, because it's so nice to see, all the beautiful art.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's nothing like working together. I love that you said you go around and you also support. So guess what? It's coming back to you.
Yes.
It's coming back to you. Yes.
And I'm also an art collector. So I purchase, you should see my house. It's like a museum. I have purchased so many artists' pieces of art. So I've got a lot of art.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I feel it's really important to support them.
Yes.
So anything I can do, I'm always out there looking. How can I help?
Yeah. Yeah, I love that too. And for me, one of the favorite parts of being an entrepreneur is helping other success-driven women entrepreneurs. And I love, like you said, I love seeing that transformation and then
Mhm,
hearing them say, yes, I can do this.
mhm.
You
But I
because
have to say too, that seeing and looking at your business, looking at your YouTube shows, seeing everything that you put on Instagram, and then seeing your family posts also, because I know you personally. Seeing all of this, I know the hard work that goes into what you're doing and your business, and you are very good at what you do. You are very organized.
thank
Your
you.
work is very beautiful. Your artwork is beautiful. You're a beautiful person. You're loved by your family, and seeing all that together as one picture is absolutely beautiful. So I give you lots of credit for what you do. It's really, really beautiful, and including your daughter and your granddaughter into what you're doing as well is just it's beautiful. I love it. I love the generations
Yeah.
that are helping you, you know.
Thank you so much. Okay, don't make me start crying.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful. I love it. You're really good at what you do.
Oh, thank you so much.
I
Yes,
appreciate you.
yeah. It's funny you're saying that because I am just blessed. I have just been blessed. I've been blessed to have awesome women leaders in my life, who help push me along. So I don't get to sit down on my gifts and talents. So I want to pay it forward. And like
Yes.
you're saying, I want to work with all the generations. So I'm just blessed that my daughter and granddaughter, gracefully want to be part of it.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that what you said, you feel so blessed. I think if more people knew how much having such a strong faith helps, and it really helps to keep you going. It really helps you feel more at ease because you're not taking it all on yourself.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I think that's like my big advice, like, put it all up there and let God help you with it,
Yep.
you know.
Yep. And well, you already done went to the next question. So we'll just keep on going. What advice you want to give to other women over 40 who want to become entrepreneurs? And I love that. The faith.
Mhm.
And what else would you
Well,
say?
that's one. So my other one is that, I was fortunate enough and blessed to have gotten my state job at a young age. And to have that helped me also to be an entrepreneur because I feel, and my dad also taught me too, you always have to have a backup plan no matter what. Don't ever go out without a backup plan. So he taught me that, I had my retirement with the state. So I knew if I went out as an entrepreneur, I was still going to get a check. But going out as an entrepreneur without having a backup plan, that's a really, really risky thing to do. So unless you have a nest egg or something there as a backup plan, don't go out there and just try to do it, you know, running from the ground and just go because it's really difficult. It's really difficult to keep it going and keep it going to where you can put money away and keep it going if you still have to pay for your life,
Yeah.
So my advice is get your benefits first and then do this either on the side or after you retire like me. I think that's the best thing. Don't wait until you're 70 years old to retire. Do it while you're young. And like do it while you're young enough and you decide, okay, I'm gonna make that leap at 30 or whatever. And I've worked already for 10 or 20 years and I've got enough from retirement now. So I'm gonna make that leap and then take a little bit of money out of your out of your entrepreneurship and put it in a nest egg and keep that as well. So you have a backup plan home. So that's my big advice. You know, the younger generation now, there are a lot of people who are diving into entrepreneurship, but they don't have a backup plan. And I keep trying to talk to people and talk to the younger generation, like, what are you going to do if this doesn't, oh, it's not going to fall apart, or it's not going to, I'm going to keep going. But it's like, you've got to have something there, because once you stop, you don't have retirement. Once I stop, I know I'm still going to get a check. I'm also going to get Social Security, but if you don't have that job or that retirement or Social Security, you can never stop working.
Yeah.
You've got to work your whole life until the end.
The millennials, they're a little more braver than us.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah, they're a little bit more braver. So I think what I would say is start small. I like that part. I do say take some risks. And take some risks. Make a little plan, have a little plan. It doesn't have to be this big plan, but just maybe like a little small blueprint, and ask for help. Ask for help. Now, that's one thing I will say. Ask for help. Get a business coach and or a mentor. Hire a mindset coach. Because one of the things is we have to get out of our own way, and it starts with having the right attitude. And so you have to keep an open mind, because there will be struggles, right?
Yes.
When you become your own.
Yes.
Yep. And I love, that you said too, there are, we can Google stuff. So there are resources out there that can prepare you on your journey. So if you do decide to jump like I did, but I did have some resources and some money saved up. You do your research. Do your research.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have to become a coach. Because you got some
I've never thought of that yet. I've not thought of that yet.
Yes, I'm gonna have to add you on over here in my team to coach others, because it's really, really good advice. But no matter what you do in your business, like we've been saying, you just want to be well-rounded.
Yeah. Well, and because we never know from day to day how life changes. It could be change for the greatest, and we could be like, oh, we're good now, we're set for life. I just hit the lottery for $1 million, or a couple million. I'm set for life. Or it could be, the opposite. Things happen and you don't know what's going to happen. So you always have to have that backup plan, because you just never know.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the fear right there, is that, I got to make sure I'm taken care of.
Yeah. And with me,
I just like just a little bit uncertainty. I like to just kind of step out on faith just a little bit.
I do that too, but not too far.
A little bit, probably a little bit more than I should, but so far so good.
Yeah. So you're doing good though. You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. Yeah.
Thank you. I kind of step out on faith a little bit. I'm a more like a Peter. I'm like, God, I want to come over there where you at. And he's like, okay, you're going to have to step outside the boat. So I'm like, oh, I done jumped out of this boat. I guess I better either swim, or I'm going to have to fly or soar. I done did it now. So, Teresa, talk to us a little bit about where you are now, and then where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Okay, so where we're at now is we have a huge amount of projects right now on our table. We are getting ready to start the museum. We think it should be starting in June, somewhere around there, as soon as the construction is done. we're also, during this time, we're going to be working with other nonprofits on the large projects. Right now, there's a project, Florin Road Beautification Project, where I'll be painting some 6-foot iron chairs that are going to be placed on Florin Road. And they are to look like somebody's sitting in them. And so I'll be painting some, iconic people, inspirational people in those chairs. And we've got a couple murals. And then we'll be starting this program in June. And then we're having an event on May 12th. It's in Elk Grove at the Elk Grove Pavilion Hall. And that is going to be a performing arts show with art and a silent auction and dinner. So we'll be having that going. And then this October, we are having our 3rd annual Dia de los Muertos event that you're going to be a part of also. That will be in Elk Grove, yes. And that'll be your 3rd event with us, I believe.
Yeah.
And so this is an annual event now that Elk Grove is proud of. And they are, they sponsor us in this. SMUD is also one of our big sponsors. And so right now, that's where we're at. We plan on this museum taking us approximately 5 years. So in 5 years from now, I'm dreaming that I am going to be speaking about this museum in places and going places to talk about it and greeting people and having events out there and still, participating with other nonprofits and other artists and really just kind of looking back at where we've been and what we're doing. But I still will continue to paint as long as I can, as long as my eyes and my hands will let me and my mind. I will continue to paint and keep myself healthy, just really try to keep myself healthy because that is truly important to be good to yourself and to keep yourself healthy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thank you so much
So,
again for beautifying our city. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to see these chairs.
Oh yeah, they're going to be beautiful too. Yes.
Like when you go out of town, like a lot of times I go places and I just love seeing the artwork. Matter of fact, we were, it was in September, we went home for my husband's aunt homegoing, and we were in Chicago. And I thought of you.
They have a lot.
Yes, I thought of
Yes.
you, and I go, this is what our city is going to look like.
Yes, they have a lot of artwork there. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for
Philadelphia
that.
does too. Yeah, Philadelphia has a lot of artwork too. Yeah.
Yes, we need it, because you don't think about it when you're driving or walking. Art just makes you feel so good. It just makes
Yes, well, we are the capital city. So
That's
we
right.
should act like we are,
Okay, come on.
So we are a big city and we're the capital of California. So we should be looking like the capital with the artwork. It should be.
See? There you go.
Yeah.
So yes. Kudos
Yes.
to you. Thank you so much for caring, caring enough to sit there and write all those grants,
Oh, yeah.
and to pay people and then to promote people like you do. I love your events.
Yes.
So your events are just awesome.
Oh, thank you so much.
So
thank you.
Beautiful. Yes. And you take care of your people. So I love your events. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think that's one of my favorites too, is promoting the artists at those events as well. I like having their art featured there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? Thank you for coming on the podcast, because in 5 years, I'm going to be interviewing you again. Well, I'll probably interview you before that, but I'm going to be putting this side by side. And when you said, oh, yeah, I want to be speaking about this, it's going to happen because you didn't put it out in the universe.
I hope so. I can see it. Yes, I can see it. I'm going to keep that picture in my mind.
Yes, I love it. Ain't no stopping you, girlfriend.
No.
Go. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Yes. And really, really appreciate you inviting me to be on this podcast. So many people have been telling me, hey, you need to be on a podcast, or you need to do this media or that media. And I just haven't done it. So this is really like my first time. So I appreciate it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love first.
And I will be promoting this. You know, I will.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love it. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. That's one of the things that I love doing is
Yes.
helping women entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
And what I'm hoping women will take away is that they'll be inspired, to either like start their business, or if
Mhm.
they've hit a roadblock, to keep going in their business, or maybe they know someone else that they can be like, okay, I'm gonna help you now. I can help you. I've been inspired by Teresa and Joy.
Yes,
Yeah, I love it because we have to tell our stories.
exactly. Yeah,
Because
exactly.
people see you successful, and the people who are working with you, and like you said, people gonna start seeing you even more on TV. They don't know that you've been working your way
We've
up
been
to it.
working for this for a long time. We've actually been pushing the museum for 4 years, and we haven't made a cent ourselves. So we've been pushing this for 4 years just for the love of art
Yes,
and the
I
love
love
of
it.
our city. Yes.
Yes,
So,
your passion, I love it. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, my goal in the next 5 years is to be talking to you again. And
All right, we'll make a date of it.
yeah, there you go. Yep, we're gonna do it because you know what? When you putting it out there, that means you're gonna keep going.
Hmm.
And I love it. When you can see yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Another thing I want to be doing in 5 years is I want to be making seven figures, and I want to be a
There
number
you go,
one.
girl.
Yeah, and I want to be a number one best book selling author.
And I believe you will make it happen.
Woo, thank you.
I see that passion in you, and I believe you will be making that happen.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. Come on. I
And
receive it. I receive it.
I
Another
can't wait
thing,
to see it happen. Hmm.
yes. And another thing is, I want to see lots of women entrepreneurs out there being fierce.
Yes, be
Yes.
fierce.
Let's
Don't give
go.
up. Hmm. Yes,
Yeah.
you
Teresa,
can
how
do
can
anything you put your mind to.
Oh, I love that. That's another affirmation. I love that one too. Yes. So how can we contact you?
Okay, so you can contact me through email is artnerscollaborative@gmail.com or PinkStreetArt@gmail.com. You can look at our mural museum project and campaign at www.muralexpressions.com. You can also see all about the nonprofit and what we do at artners.com, www.artners.com. And you can see my artwork at pinkstreetart.com. And I think I messed up on the Artners, it's .org, www.artners.org.
Awesome.
So if you follow those websites, we're also on Instagram. I'm PinkStreetArt80 at Instagram, and it's ARTners Nonprofit on Instagram and Mural Expressions on Instagram. And then we also have Facebook, which is ARTners and Mural Expressions. And I also have a Pink Street Art. It's all one word, Pink Street Art on Facebook.
Awesome. What is one thing you would like to leave with people before we wrap?
Don't stop. Don't give up. You can do anything that you put your mind to, and keep that faith. Don't give up.
Oh, yes, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for talking to me today. I enjoyed you.
I as well enjoyed you. Thank you so much for having me on your program. I really enjoyed talking with you, and I'm really excited about this podcast. I'm excited to see it. Keep doing what you're doing, inspiring.
Thank you.
If this show inspires one person, then I did what I set my mind to do, which was to come on here and help inspire more women
Yes.
and more entrepreneurs.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, this concludes episode 43. Did you enjoy Teresa? Thank you so much, Teresa, for coming on and talking to us and inspiring us to keep going. I love all the nuggets that you dropped on us. And thank you so much for beautifying our city. Thank you for supporting local artists. Thank you for uplifting entrepreneurs. I just love it. So thank you so much for coming on and talking. Entrepreneurship is not easy, but it is definitely worth it. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your mission. You have to believe in your goals. You have to believe in your standards. And most of all, you have to believe in your team. And take that first step. And even if you have taken the first step, keep going. Don't give up. There is someone out there that needs your services, because it's never too late to break through your fear, take that leap of faith, and live your life. And if you're up for the challenge, I say go for it. And remember, we're here for you every step of the way. All right, everyone, have a blessed day. Have a blessed rest of the week. And we will see you back here on another podcast. All right, bye-bye.